He was confessing his love for me. I was like, So it's Misha. It's Misha. Okay, I was just like, okay, as long as I'm in love with somebody who is in love with me back. Because the worst thing in life to do is to be in love alone. So I was so happy to know it was mutual, And he was talking about how we need to stay in touch and how we need to find a way to get me to Germany. I was like, me in Germany, yes. That time I've never left South Africa, and I'm like, yes, please find a way. I want to come. Welcome to my channel. My name is Yanga, also known as Babi Yanj. Guys, I know I've been so scarce. It's been such a long time since I last posted. I apologize. Right now I'm in China. I'm back in China. It's been hectic coming back because before I went to South Africa, I moved places and I left everything unpacked. So when I got here, I was already late for work. Work had already started. There was a lot of catching up, a lot to do, and I still had to find time to pack into my new space and settle in. Anywho, so right now I'm actually at the office. I'm alone. It's quiet, and I'm done working. And I'm like, you know what? Let me get up on here and talk to my people. It's been so long. So last time I was talking to you guys, we were still trying to understand my mentality of being a born-again Black South African woman who does not want to get married and who doesn't want kids. People are curious. People ask me why I think this way. Where did I get this mindset? And I was like, it's not just simple as answering it, in just one sentence. For us to understand this mindset, we have to dive deep into my dating past and my history, because it is my experiences that have shaped the person I am today. And yeah, so today's video is going to be about how I left my South African boyfriend for my German boyfriend and went to Europe with him. Okay, so let's get on with it. So yes, I said today's video is going to be on how I left my South African man to go to Europe with my German man. So guys, remember I've been telling you about this boyfriend number one, that guy whom I used to be such a pick-me-sha for, the guy whom I used to be the Bob the Builder to, the guy whom I used to work so hard for to in order to be able to feed him, to clothe him. I'd even be taking my other man's money to feed him and to go into him. This guy whom I took so much money, spent so much money to make a code 12 driving license for him while I had no license, while I had no driving license. This guy whom I sent to school, to college, so that he wouldn't be far behind me, since I was getting my degree without his help. But me, I'm helping him get education. And then obviously he literally wasted that money because he ended up being a taxi driver with the license that I made for him. He's still benefiting years later from all the sacrifices that I did for him in that relationship. Yes, that was my first boyfriend. I was with this guy for too long. My only regret right now, looking back, is staying that long. I think we were together for 4 years, 5 years, I'm not sure. Wait, let me count. Met in 2008, right? We met in 2008. We broke up in 2013, between 2013 and 2014. So that's a long time. I think that's more than 5 years. My brain is refusing to calculate right now. Yeah, it's a long time. That's all I know. But like as I was saying, I regret staying with him that long. I really regret. I should have left earlier, but I was not smart and wiser. But you know what? I don't regret the lessons that I acquired from being with such a man, because had I not made a mistake like that in my life earlier on, I would probably be Bob the Builder right now. So it's better that I was Bob the Builder back then when I had small money. Imagine right now the things that I'd be doing for a guy. I probably would have bought some man a car and paying the bond alone for that man, while the title deed of that house that I'm paying the bond to, that I'm paying the bond for, would be in that man's name. Because I used to be such a big misha, guys. My experience with men really, really changed me, and I'm just so happy that it happened at an earlier stage in life, as I said. So you guys, you get to listen to my experiences and learn from them, because intelligent people learn from their own mistakes, but highly, highly, highly intelligent people learn from the mistakes of others. When you see others going through that route and getting burnt, that's a no-go area, right? Because what the heck? Why the heck would you go there when you see everybody who goes through that path is getting burnt? So yeah, let's be smart. So yes, I was still with this guy. I know I already told you guys about how we broke up in the end, but this was before the breakup, right? So I was still with my first boyfriend. In fact, before I met my first boyfriend, back in high school, I met a guy. We can call him John. Let's call him John. So I met John in high school. I heard that he was like a German guy. His mom was a German woman, and his dad was a black South African man. So John was a beautiful mixture. The first time I noticed him, we were in the school hall at some assembly, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what they were doing, but they said all the black men must stand up, all the black boys must stand up in the hall. And he stood up. And as we were looking around, looking at all the fine boys standing up, we saw him, not just me, a lot of us noticed that he's standing up and he looks nothing black, okay? We could say he looked colored. But yeah, here he was standing up. So we looked at him, everybody laughed, because it was you're not black, why are you standing up? But he saw himself as black anyway. So I heard he was dating this girl. The more I learned about him, I was curious. I was trying to find out information about him because he looked so hot. So I started asking around about him, doing my little research, found out that he's dating one of our high school's hottest girls that time. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. Hot guy, hot girl. But this guy was so hot, guys. Okay, back then I used to have this fascination with light-skinned niggers. Please, I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why I liked light skin back then, but today, in fact, today I'm not attracted to men at all. But that's not the case. I'm not attracted to girls at all as well. It's not like I'm lesbian or anything. No. But I'm just not attracted to men. I used to be boy crazy, and I used to like them light. But I guess it made sense that I was boy crazy in high school because I was young. But of course, as you mature, you can't age still boy crazy. I mean, then something is literally really, really wrong with you. So yeah, I really liked my boys light skinned, and he was literally light skinned because this guy looked colored, right? And this was before I met my first boyfriend. And he used to have Beyonce's natural curly hair, the puffy big afro. He had that kind of hair, and he was masculine because he was lifting, and at that time he used to wear a G-Unit's brand. It was hot back in the day, so he used to dress like an American nigga, and it looked so hot on him. He had the kindest eyes ever. He had hazel green eyes, They were so kind, and oh, his smile, guys. Okay, so John, I found out he's dating this our high school's hottest girl, and I was like, it makes sense. Hot guy, hot gay. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I don't stand a chance. I don't stand a chance against that girl. So I kind of let it go. But like somehow we made a connection. I don't even remember the first day we started speaking, but like we did. I just remember we started speaking. He was showing so much attention to me, and he was literally being so sweet to me. And I was like, what's happening? Why would you leave that for this? And I had like low self-esteem issues. I didn't think I was better than his girlfriend, so which is why it came as a shock when he was giving me attention and stuff. And then it turns out that he actually eventually broke up with this girl. So he came and pursued me, and I kind of gave him a chance, but I never referred to him as a first boyfriend because our relationship was so brief, very, very brief. It didn't last long. What happened is, we would spend our breaks together, and then we would like literally find like a small corner to kiss, and like people kind of find out that like, oh, we like to hide in this area around the school, and this is where we would kiss. So we would have people spying on us, literally spying on us, taking pictures of us while we were kissing and stuff. And then like he would walk me to the train station. He stayed in CBD in Cape Town, right in the city. Like, so he would walk me to the station from school every day, and then go back, and we would hold hands. He would be like carrying my backpack for me. Oh my gosh, I used to feel like such a princess because he's this big guy carrying his own backpack and carrying my backpack so that I can be a free princess, darling. He didn't like me struggling, and he treated me well. And because I was like this black girl, and back then I was much, much darker, because of sun exposure, long hours of walking in the sun and all that. So like we would like grab attention even when we were walking outside the school, from elders, from youngsters, because like people would like literally assume he's colored, and I'm like this beautiful pitch black girly in this colored guy's arms. So of course like we would drag a lot of attention, because people are always fascinated anytime they see a multiracial couple. So yeah, I used to enjoy his talks. Sometimes on Fridays we would like go to gardens. It was just this garden at the middle of the town, of the CBD. We would just sit there and talk about our dreams and stuff, And he kind of predicted my coming, me coming to Europe with him, because he was like telling me. I remember him telling me, "Oh, I had a dream about you. I dreamed that you were in my country, Germany, in my city, Berlin, and it's like we are in this by this river, And it's like we're so in love, we are by this river, and then all of a sudden, like this water raises up and like separates us, and I'm trying to reach out to you and I can't. So it's like, strange dream, but like, I don't think it would happen because I'm not gonna go to Germany. Not that I didn't want to go to Germany, but the possibility of that happening was like far-fetched. Because he was a kid, he had no money to take me there, and yeah. So what happened is we kind of drifted apart, especially since after he found out that his mom would be taking him back to Germany. So I guess the stress of him having to leave and go back to Germany kind of like affected our relationship. He drifted apart. And one thing about me, darling, when a man becomes cold or doesn't communicate with me no more, like when he detaches, okay, that's the word. When a man detaches from me, I detach back. I don't chase. I've never chased even as a child. So when he detached, I detached too. I was confused. I didn't know what was happening. I was curious to know, dying to know, but I didn't know where I'm gonna ask him because he never offered me an explanation. So what I do, I just copy you. I move accordingly. You stop talking to me, I stop talking to you. You don't have to worry about me. So yeah, I'm the queen of detachment. So when he detached, I detached too. And then like I found out he left. And then it made sense. Oh, that's why. That's why he detached from me. He was probably preparing himself for the leave. So I was never intimate with him. So I guess that's another reason why I don't refer to him as my first boyfriend. So time went, and then I met my first boyfriend, went to tertiary, whatnot. And then there was one time when me and my first boyfriend, the one I was a new to, the one I was feeding, yeah, that one. So me and him were having fights, right? What was the fight about? Oh, I was a brand promoter for SAB, the alcohol company, right? So I used to go to taverns, clubs, and stuff to promote alcohol. And like I would do this with a group of people. Usually they always like to team me with my cousin who was also a brand ambassador. So this particular night we went to some place. I'm not sure where it was, but like, excuse me, my cousin met cool guys who had cars and who were living like in some bougie apartment in Stellenbosch. She knew them, all right? So she introduced me to them, and then we were like promoting where they were drinking. And then after that, there were no transportations because it was very, very late, and both my cousin and I didn't have like cars. And we were not familiar with the place where we were promoting at, so we didn't know where to go to catch a taxi back home. So it was decided that we should go with these guys to their apartment. They had a car and stuff. Not one car, they had cars, you know. They could have literally driven us to Kailicha, but they were like, it's too late to be scared of Kailicha, it's ghetto, blah, blah, we might get a hijacked and stuff. So we kind of understood. So I couldn't come back. And by this time, I'm staying with my first boyfriend, lying to my parents, telling them that I'm staying in the campus at UWC, but all the while I'm staying in a shack with this boy that I'm feeding. And right now I'm working. On weekends I'm supposed to be resting, but I can't rest because I got to make money, because we gotta eat. He has to eat. He has to be dressed. So I'm working hard to maintain not only myself but him. And also my family was also dependent on me. So yeah, I just had a lot of on my shoulders. So yeah. So we went to these guys' apartments. There was a lot of drinking happening. Nobody was intimate with nobody. Even my cousin who knew them was not intimate with nobody. I could tell some of them were interested in her because my cousin was beautiful, okay? She still is. So they were like really interested in her. And like me, I think I bored everybody else because I was like literally on my phone trying to explain the situation to my boyfriend who didn't have a car to come fetch me. But he was literally mad at me for not being able to come back that night. But like, we finished late. We didn't have a car to come back home with, like, and we don't know where to get taxis there. We don't know how safe or dangerous that place was. This was the best option. And I'm trying to reassure him. I'm the one who told him we are in a guy's apartment because I didn't want to keep secrets from him. Like, I was very forthcoming with him. So like, instead of him appreciating my honesty and maybe like staying on the phone with me to like make himself feel better or whatever, like he decided to fight with me. So instead of me enjoying myself, I'm here fighting over the phone, like by text with my boyfriend. So I didn't enjoy myself. I could not even sleep. because I had to like constantly respond to him so that he can be reassured that I'm not doing anything that I'm not supposed to be doing. And that guy was like literally insecure, guys. Yo, one of the most insecure guys I've ever been with. But the number one, I will tell you, it will get to him. That one was a demon. But okay, back to my first boyfriend. So I'm arguing with him the whole night. Then in the morning, it's safe enough. I think these guys drove us to the taxi rank in Stellenbosch, and then we went home and stuff. No, we couldn't go home because we had another gig to attend to, another work gig to attend to. So straight from that guy's house, from those guys' houses, from those guys' apartment, straight from those guys' apartment, we had to go to another work gig, but this one was earlier. So yeah. And my boyfriend this time is busy breaking up with me. Oh, you're such a hoe, I don't want you, whatnot. And that time, guys, I didn't do anything. My only crime was working on weekends so that I can feed him. This was not like a regular occurrence where I'm not able to go back home, but it was not the first time. And I always reassured him. I was always willing to stay on the phone with him the entire time if such things happened. But they didn't happen too often. I don't know why he didn't trust me. Anyway, so he's telling me he doesn't want me anymore. He's telling me I must come back and fetch my things, but not when he's there, because he never wants to see my face again. So he's telling me, I don't want to see your face. I don't want you to come here. I will tell you when you can come and take your things. And it will be the time when I'm not here, because I don't want to see your face again. I'm like, yeah. He's never said such things to me. And he was saying a lot more horrible things to me. I was like, yeah, this is it. And I was heartbroken. I was begging him. He was not listening to me. He even said he would rather grow grass on his back than to get back with me. He said it in Xhosa. He was like, so I was like, yeah, he's serious. This man doesn't want anything to do with me. Okay. So I remember going home from work, going to my home where my parents live, instead of going to him like I usually do. Because like he told me he doesn't want to see my face, right? So I had to go to my place, to my mom's house. So I went there, and my mom was like surprised that I'm back because she was not expecting me. I don't know what lie I told her, but like she knew I was coming from work. And she was like, funny how just yesterday I received a call from John. This guy said he used to attend school with you. I think Mama has met John. Yes, Mama has met John once before, and she liked him, but she didn't know he was my boyfriend. I introduced him as my guy friend. There was an incident that caused Mama. I used to have stiff necks. I still get them regularly. Like I would have like a stiff neck every year or something, and it's like severe and they're so painful, guys. So this other time back in high school, I had a stiff neck, and I was like sent to the sick room. So I was crying there. John was in a separate class. He was not in the same class as me. He was a grade higher. I don't know who told him that I'm at the sick room. When he heard this, he came and like kept me company there, giving me massages, trying to soothe me back to, to health. And then that time, my school was busy calling my mom to come fetch me. So Mama got there. Hey, she got there, and I'm in the sick room. Sick room. Like our sick room was literally like a room, guys, with a bed. So she got there, and this boy is sitting on the bed, and I'm laying on his laps, and he's literally like massaging my shoulders, and like Mama just opened the door and saw this. So like John knew my mom was coming, but he thought he would leave before she came, but like she came so fast. She got there so fast. So like John jumped up, like, and he was so scared because he knows how protective African mothers can be. So yeah, and my mom was like, "Who is this?" I said, "This is John, my friend." Okay, but she didn't take it personally, because I mean we were not doing anything. We were both fully dressed, and we were both young. We are in school. I think she kind of secretly thought it's cute that he left class to make sure I'm fine. So yeah, that's how they met. So like when he called her, she knew who he was, and I was not expecting this from him, because like last time I checked, like last time I saw him was back in high school. Maybe it when he called my mom, maybe it had been like 2 or 3 years after I've seen him, when he left. Remember he left and went back to Germany. So I think it had been like 2 or 3 years since he had left. So I hadn't seen him in years, and I was not expecting him to call me, because how he left. We were no longer talking when he left. So, Mama tells me, "Oh, it's strange that you're coming home today, when I just received a call from John. John, the German guy from high school, the one, yeah, he was saying he wanted to talk to you, and I was telling him that you are in university or whatnot." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, and she was like, yeah. And I'm like, this time I'm like so stressed. So I'm thinking, my relationship is stressing me. Might as well connect with John just to like catch up, and just and like I don't know what's the word, and like distract myself from the stress that I'm feeling right now. So I go to my mom's research calls, and I call him back. He's so happy to hear from me, and he's like, "Hey, let's meet up." And I'm like, "Sure." So I get ready and I go meet up with him. Mind you, I come from work, and mind you, I'm working again the next day. The next day would be like Sunday. So he like tells me this is his last day in Cape Town. I'm like, why did you take so long to like reach me? Why would you reach me today, like just days before you leave? You're saying you're leaving tomorrow, but why you didn't tell me when you first got here? It was like he had lost my contact numbers, and it took him so long to get somebody to give him, and whatnot. So okay, cool. So I went there. We met at his friend's place, and he was being very respectful to that friend, even though the parents of that friend were not there. It was just only kids, like just people around our age. I think that time we were like in our early 20s, 21, 22, 23, I don't know. So there were just like a few people there. So yeah, he didn't want us to go inside because he was respectful of the friend's house. We stayed in the balcony. We talked all night in the balcony. Oh my gosh. Like we were filling each other up with what's been happening in our lives. We were catching up. It was great. And like there was like connection. It was like the first initial connection we had back in high school was revived. Mind you, by this time my first boyfriend can see that I'm no longer calling him, I'm no longer texting him, I'm no longer begging him. So now he starts calling me, "Where are you?" Blah blah blah. And now I'm ignoring the call because it's too late. Because right now I'm in front of John and I am interested in John. I want to hear what John has to say. I want to hear what John has to offer. So I was not saved this time. So obviously I was fornicating. And right now I'm not, right? So that time I was still fornicating because I was not in Christ. So we literally had intercourse in the balcony, and it was magical that time, it felt so good. I was like, no man, I love this guy, I think I love this guy. And I think the feeling was mutual. How I know this is because okay, I will tell you later how I found out that the feeling was mutual. Okay, anyway, so we had this amazing night. We hardly slept. I think we slept for a few hours in the balcony. He had told me that his flight is the very next morning and it's very early, so he has to leave quite early. I think he woke me up around 5. We fell asleep for like 2-3 hours, in the balcony. It was a hot day, so it was not cold, and we were cool with it. Like, so he wakes me up around 5 in the morning, like, hey, I have to go, I have to prepare, otherwise my mom is gonna, start yelling. He came with his mom. Now they were going back to Germany together. So I was like, no, it's cool. I also have to prepare. I have to go to work. So I go to my house, back home, to my mom's house, to prepare for work. Oh my gosh. And like, knowing that I had just connected with a flame from the past, and now he's going back to Germany. Oh my gosh. The heartbreak. Funny how when we first separated back in high school, I didn't feel much of a heartbreak. But now that we've been intimate, now that like we've connected at a greater level, I felt the heartbreak. I was dying, guys. And being a brand ambassador requires you to be smiling and friendly. Oh, it was so hard for me because my heart was literally bleeding, It was in pieces. And I remember telling my manager that I'm sick. And he knows, my manager knows that I'm a bubbly person. So when he saw that like my mood has been like really, really down the entire morning, he was very understanding. He said, okay, go lay in my car. So I went to lay in his car. And as I was laying there, I'm literally laying on my back, like thinking, what am I going to do? How do I unbreak my heart? How do I unbreak this heart? And then like as I'm laying there like this, looking up in the sky, I see an airplane flying so high. It could have been any random airplane. But in my head that time, I was like, that's him. I see him. I was crying, literally, okay? I was like, okay, that's him in that airplane. Like, just seeing that airplane made it even worse. So, my first boyfriend is trying to make amends. Oh my gosh. Mina, I'm just heartbroken. I don't care about you, man. I'm heartbroken. Give me back my joy, and you can go to hell. Guys, I was a gone girl. John literally took my hat and flew to Germany with it. Okay, so I was stressed out, right? And then like the very next day I went to school, checked my emails, and guess what? An email from John. I never thought I would hear from him again, And it's like just as he landed, he had to write me that email. I was shaking as I was like printing it out. I didn't want to read it on the big screen of that PC in school. I printed it out. I was shaking and I was reading. Oh my gosh, he was confessing his love for me. I was like, So it's Michelle. Okay, I was just like, okay, as long as I'm in love with somebody who is in love with me back. Because the worst thing in life to do is to be in love alone. So I was so happy to know it was mutual, And he was talking about how we need to stay in touch and how we need to find a way to get me to Germany. I was like, me in Germany? Me in Germany? Yes! That time I've never left South Africa, and I'm like, yes, please find a way. I want to come. When I come to Germany, I want to go to my man. Okay. So this time I'm like, I'm rekindling things with my South African boyfriend because he's trying so hard. He's regretful for not understanding the situation. Funny how after I stopped begging him, after I stopped explaining the situation to him, after I stopped talking to him, like, funny how he went from, I don't ever want to see your face again, to, oh baby, please forgive me. I know sometimes I get jealous, but please, it's because I love you so much. Please, let's work on us. I can't be without you. But when I was like, baby, I can't be without you. Please don't do this to me. Listen to me, please. It's not my fault that we both don't have a car.
blah, 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 and I need to work, I need this money for myself and for you and for my family, whatnot, and I'm telling you, I'm staying up all night just to chat with you so that you can know I'm not doing nothing with no man. He was like, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, save it, come get your things when I'm not here. But the minute I started focusing on myself and on this new relationship I was trying to build, now he wants to fix the relationship. So I'm allowing him to fix the relationship because in my head it's like, ish, this thing of John being in Germany, it's gonna fade like it never happened. Yeah, and guys, such an evil thing that I did. When I spent that night with John, he was dating my former schoolmate, my former classmate. She was a sweet girl. She was sweet to me. They were dating, and I think I knew that they were dating. Yes, I knew they were dating. So when I slept with him, he was dating somebody else. And then he told me he broke things off after that. So he just to focus on us. So yeah, it was a cruel thing I did. But anyway, they were not married. It's not like I broke a family or something. Yeah, but that wasn't cool. I still feel bad because that girl was literally one of the very few people that were friendly to me, that were kind to me. A lot of people were not kind to me, especially in high school. So yeah. So he sent me this long email confessing his love. I also typed him a long email confessing my love to. Soon it became like a thing where I go straight to my emails every morning to print out pages and pages, assignments from him telling me how much he loves me. And I would do the same. I would type and type and type. You would think I'm typing an assignment there. I'm typing about my love for this man. I loved him, Shane. And I could tell he loved me too, Okay. So every day we're writing emails. And I'm printing them. I'm stacking them up because when I'm in the train or in the house and I'm bored, I just go through them, and I feel, I feel loved, I feel special, I can. Sometimes I would go to Belleville to be on Skype on some dodgy Somalian internet cafe. I would just sit there and then be on Skype with him and we'd be talking and stuff. It was great. And then what happened is one time I came back from school to my boyfriend's shack because remember I was staying with him. So I came from school to my boyfriend's shack. I'm so tired. I'm so hungry. I am coming. I put my bag. I threw my bag on the floor, and he was mad. He was big mad. Like, why is he mad? This guy wanted to kill me, Gesana. He was like, you've been cheating on me. Mind you, this person failed matric. Mind you, this person struggles to read English. I don't know how, he managed to find the emails that I printed out for myself. And then he read them. He managed to read them. But he can't read English on a regular basis. Like, he can't read English to pass matric. He can't read English to fill in a form for work. He doesn't understand English to pass an interview for work, but now he can read. All of a sudden, he can read English on these emails. All of a sudden, he can read it. All of a sudden, he can understand it. And he's mad. You're cheating on me. La, la, la. And the emails were so explicit. There was no way I could deny it. You could tell something had happened with me and John because we were reminiscing about that night. We kept talking about it, about how special it was and whatnot and whatnot. So he starts saying, it's fine. It's fine, go to him. It's fine, go to him, go to Germany. Because he was also reading in the emails that he's preparing for me, he's finding a way for me to go to Germany. He's like, go to him. And don't think I will be waiting here for you. I will go to my girlfriend as well. Yes, I have a girlfriend. I'm like, where? Since when? Because yeah, I have a girlfriend. When you were sending me to George to do my driver's license, I met a girl there. And when you were giving me money for hotels so that I can stay in a hotel for my stay in George, I would stay with a girl in the hotel that you paid for. When you were sending me money so I could eat, I would eat it with a girl. So now I'm going to go fetch my girl. Yes, I will marry this girl. I'm like, I'm so shocked. And he's having me pack. I want you out. I want to go to my girl. You need to go to Germany. So I pack my things because it's like, what can I say? He's throwing me out. I'm packing and there's no denying because it's clear. And to be honest, I don't want to fight for him. I don't want him anymore. My mind, my heart is with John this time. My heart is in Germany. So SA can just go, Mzansi can just go throw itself off a cliff. So I was like, I don't care about this guy. So let me leave. Anyway, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I rekindled things with him after meeting with John again. Let me focus on John. For real, I leave. Soon I go to Germany. I leave school. I'm still doing my grade, I'm still doing my undergrad degree. But I leave school and I go and I go to Germany. I meet this man, I meet his mom, and it's all lovely and dandy, and his mom is telling me, oh, Yanga, I had to find a way to get you here because, on the day when we were leaving South Africa, my son was so heartbroken. I think I caught him crying in the flight. And I was asking him, what's wrong? I thought he was sick or something. I was very concerned. I asked him, what's wrong? And because I'm best friends with him, he told me the truth that he's heartbroken because he's leaving the love of his life back in South Africa. He had met you and he fell so deeply in love with you. And now he can't believe that he's leaving you again just after one day of meeting, blah, blah, blah. So I just had to find a way to get you here. So I was like, So when I was sick during my job, crying in my manager's car, rolling around and not knowing what to do with myself in the car, he was sick, crying in the airplane, wanting his mom. Okay, it's Misha. That's how I knew it was really, the feeling was really Misha. I was not in love by myself. He was in love with me too. Sorry guys, I can be crazy sometimes. So, hearing this was like music to my ears. So now he's showing me around Berlin. He was taking me to his favorite place. And he took me to Dead Riverside, where he had a dream of us being together and then being separated by waters. I was like, your dreams are coming to fulfillment. But one thing about him, he was very controlling about money. I had to report what I was doing with every cent. And I couldn't send money back home because he had this thing it's not your fault that your family is poor. It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. Focus on yourself. He had that European mindset. If you give them money, you're just spoiling them. Instead of giving them fish, show them how to fish. I went to give my family money like I've been doing. I don't know what you are saying now. My mom is literally old enough to be my grandmother. This time she was probably in her 50s or something. You want me to go teach my mother how to fish? And she's already trying her best. She's a domestic worker, darling. That woman is on her knees in the houses of white people. She's on her knees so that I can run in life, so that I can fly in life. So I'm going to do anything I have to do for my mom. So this was a big conflict for him. He just thought I'd be taking like our resources in the relationship and then like sending them to my mom and stuff. So it really started causing conflict. So I decided, you know what? This is not the type of life I want for myself. Let me go home and finish my degree so that I can be able to take care of my mom how I want to take care of my mom without no man dictating how much I should give to my mom, when I should give to my mom. If I want to give my mom my whole salary, that's my business and no one else has a say. So yeah, I came back to South Africa. Oh, before I even came back, I get in my my boyfriend, first boyfriend. He was still calling me even before I went to Germany. He was like, this is how I know he was lying about this girl, his new girlfriend in George, because this man never went to George. He didn't have money to go to George, first of all. Maybe that was the reason. I don't know. But anyway, he never went to George. And like, he started begging me the minute I left that house. Started begging me, but like I just, my mind was like Germany. I wouldn't hear him out. Even the day before I flew to Germany, he was crying, begging me not to do it, and I did it. I went. When I was in Germany, he'd be calling me, Younger. I can't do this without you. Oh, Younger, blah blah blah. Yo. So I think I stayed in Germany for 3 months or something. And then when I came back, my first boyfriend was this thing. It was like his CD4 count was low. Not that he had, no, he was negative, that guy. But you would swear he is positive the way he was looking. You would swear he had AIDS or something. Yo, you could see his skeletal structure. The bones were popping out on his face, on his neck. His rib cage, you could literally count his rib cage when he's undressed. He was so skinny. I've never seen him this skinny. He said he could not eat. He's struggling to eat and all that and stuff like that. And he was like desperate to get me back. He was like, I know I can move forward. Like I can forget about what happened. I can forget about that you left me and went to Germany. We can move past that and focus on our future. I've learned not to take you for granted, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, it didn't work with name was not John, because I loved my mom so much, and I believe in taking care of my mom financially. So it didn't work. So perhaps this is my soulmate. So, because yeah, we've been together for this long and we've been through a lot. And by a lot, I mean I've put him through a lot. Like, especially with this John thing. And he's still here, willing to move past it. And a lot of people were like, don't do it. He's going to cheat back. I was like, cheat on who with who? Cheat on who with who? Like, my guy was good looking, but like, I don't think he was ever gonna find another me. Yeah. I think my pygmishism was my strength that time. I'd be like, even if he can find himself another girl, no, like he will never find a girl who will take care of him the way I took care of him. So he's gonna be back. Anyway, yeah, he forgave me. We moved past it, and yeah, we were together for many more years after that. And I never ever heard from John again because I blocked him. Oh, he did also try to get in touch with my cousin because he knew I was close with her. He reached out to her on Facebook. I told her, don't give him my personal information. And I did change my number. And I started ignoring his emails until he stopped, and then I never ever heard from him ever again. But I do stalk him from time to time. He's with a black girl. I think they're married now. I'm not sure. I never saw no engagement. I'm just assuming because they've been together for so long. And they look happy. They look beautiful together, and I'm happy for them. I'm no longer attracted to him, but like, he did change my life in the sense that going to Germany opened my eyes to the world. I was no longer caged in Mzansi anymore. That's why after him, I was able to take many other international trips. And I believe that I wouldn't be here working in China had I not gone to Germany. Because going to Germany made me realize the world is my home and it needs to be explored, you know? So I guess like, yeah, there's one good thing I acquired from that relationship. And what lessons did I learn from here? Nothing besides the fact that I can go anywhere in the world. That's all I learned from that relationship. And maybe also I learned, I guess, the minute you stop chasing a man who wants to be chased and begged, they come back and act right. I guess I also learned that sometimes to get a man acting right, you need to have another man. And that sucks because as a Christian, you know, I'm not just a Christian, I'm a born again believer. I can't be like living like that in order to get a man to act right. So if men can't act right, then they don't deserve me at all, because I'm not gonna like be here doing things that are against my beliefs just to keep scores or just to fix a man with another man. I'm rambling right now because I really can't find any other lessons from this experience besides the fact that the world is my home. I'm the citizen of the world. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. Did you guys learn anything? Please let me know if you learned anything from this story. Otherwise, thank you guys for joining me. I promise I'll try to be more consistent, okay? Catch me on the next one. Bye-bye. God bless.